Cheeky Sport on Rinse.
Alright, you are now tuned into Rinse FM and this is Cheeky Sport. You're here with myself, Big J.
Yeah, Cheeky Sport Ak.
Alright, you're supposed to say your name.
Oh,
and obviously, we got two. Wait, that's
enough.
actually not your fault, Matisse. That's cool. Because we got two special guests in the building.
Okay.
Big up Chris and Jack. I don't know, where are they? Who cares who they
Just
are?
doing
Yeah?
stuff, innit?
We got a Chelsea supporter.
How's it going?
And he's black.
And he's black.
Oh,
Excellent.
We got man like Matisse from Blues TV.
right. Is it that rare, yeah? To find a black Chelsea fan?
Well, yeah.
Not really.
This guy's screaming black excellence because all his team lineup are black now. That's mad.
We're going to get into your black excellence a bit later on. And obviously,
Yes.
someone who is no stranger to the show at all.
Been here a few times.
Obviously, a man who's well known on Twitter. A man who we all love to watch his Arsenal previews. But obviously, they've gone down a little bit.
Yeah, no, mood's a bit not right now.
He has the same name as an Arsenal player who once was.
Yeah.
He goes by the name of Frimpon. What happened to the Frimpon player?
Where is he?
Playing in Russia or something, man.
No, he's retired.
He retired
He's
now,
a king in Ghana now, bruv. He's a
He's
king.
got a mad yard though.
Yeah,
he's
bro,
in
he's
the
a
mad
king.
yard. Yeah,
The maddest thing, last time I see him on Insta, you were still posting Wenger, pictures of him hugging Wenger and that.
Yeah, he's
still living in days.
He's still there, innit? He's still there.
I remember
I
the
love
days I was
Wenger.
an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
Alright, you know,
And he said
before.
some mad thing about Barnsley, innit? Saying he didn't want to move to Barnsley because he can't draw things.
I remember that. Alright, that was on deadline day. Remember?
But still, what's in Barnsley? What could be in Barnsley?
Alright, cool.
Big up Barnsley, innit?
Before we actually get, before we talk about football, I thought, I don't know, like obviously we're on YouTube. Big up all the supporters, man. Big up our sponsors, Tokyo Time as well, every single time. Remember the links in the link in the bio
We will.
as well.
Send me a hat, Tokyo.
Jeez, yeah, Tokyo Time.
What is it, the
We'll send
country?
Frimpon a hat.
Moving like that. The country sent you hats.
No.
No. Man said,
Wait, is Tokyo even a country?
Man said,
Tokyo,
man
no,
said,
it's not.
Did you actually just say that? Whoa.
Hey, where's Tokyo?
man said the city just sent you.
Cut out.
Moving like that.
I said,
Last time I came
Man
in,
said the country of Tokyo's been sending man hats on
Last
time.
time I came in, man was all squeezed. I was sitting right there and I was all squeezed out of the frame. People didn't even see who I was.
Nah, now you're front
My
and
turn. You
centre.
got
Now
to
you're
level
getting
up.
sent hats.
You got to level up.
You're here, bro. You're here. We're gonna
Anyway, what you gonna say?
We're gonna get
What
you
you gonna
Tokyo
say?
Time. I actually thought we should start the show with a bit of a Logan Paul and KSI.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What, you mean talking about the fight?
Yeah, did you watch it?
Alright, so what my opinion of this? So I'll be real. Look, I was on.
No, I'm not asking you first.
Alright, cool.
Matisse,
Okay,
what do you think of the
listen.
fight? You said you saw a bit of it.
I saw the highlights afterwards, yeah, and I'm so glad I didn't watch it.
Same,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie, like it was one of those ones where nobody leveled up, like nobody's boxing ability went up to the level. I was like, I'll pay for this, okay.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
word,
I got
word,
home,
word.
I got home, watched the highlights. I was like, okay, that was
I'll
still,
be
that was
real,
still,
innit? Yeah,
that was
big up
still not great.
KSI every time for winning, yeah. But I feel like Logan looked more like a boxer than he did. That's just me being real.
Boy, look, I watched it only because I was somehow still awake in it, and I looked at the time. I was like, "Raw, the fight's on." So I turned on the. You know when you're putting on like the thing like, if it don't work, if the stream don't work, if the stream, I'm going to sleep in it. But it worked,
right.
innit? It worked.
Oh, it worked, okay.
So I was watching it, yeah. And firstly, one thing I got to comment on is, did any of you man see the undercard fight?
No.
Bro, there was an undercard fight, yeah, that was so dead. After 7 seconds, the guy got
Oh,
hit.
wait. Was it a black guy?
Yeah, black guy.
And a
Bro,
skinny white
the
dude?
guy looked like dead out KSI and Logan Paul's it. Okay, yeah.
right.
Anyway, he got hit once after 7 seconds in the first round. He went down and he just sat down like this.
Black guy.
Yeah, he just
Like
sat
the
down.
Undertaker.
And bro, no, he sat down like we're sitting like this, like on the floor, and they were like, the referee was like, get up, carry on. He was like,
Nah.
bro, they just called the foul.
I'm alright, you know.
See, what happened was he already got
Okay.
paid.
These
He already
man-
got paid, so he was like, I'm not moving.
Bro, you almost.
He's like, these man got me off the street. I got my Subway sandwich. I'm good.
Man, it was mad
Exactly.
embarrassing, bro. I looked at his record afterwards. Donny's 35 years old.
35?
He's had 40 fights and he's lost like 28. I'm like, how
you sit
is man?
down.
So how is he still getting booked?
in the boxing ring? Anyway, long story short, the fight. Personally, I thought the fight was trash. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
And the reason why the fight was trash because when I watched it is because, like, firstly, Logan Paul looked like the better boxer. Anyway,
Yeah, he looked like he did jab, which is.
I never seen in professional boxing when someone gets hit at the back of the head, you get a warning. You don't get docked 2 points. And the way that the referee
Nah, I'm not gonna know. Logan did man dirty though.
Nah.
Because he held him, yeah, and started whapping him like. So he's holding the back of his head and he's gone. So he's already banged him. He's already uppercutted him. So he's got him in it. He's rocked his neck.
You should have just left him.
Then he should have just left him or just kept working him.
Yeah.
But he, you know, it's like the roadman fight and took over again. Guys hooked him with the left hand. Leg goes down. then he drapes man to the floor. Not like he's falling.
Yeah.
He's pushed him to the floor, then banged him in his head on the way down. Then while he was on the floor, another little touch as well.
I heard he got docked points.
Yeah,
for that,
that was why.
That was the difference between winning and losing.
No, because I'm not gonna lie. It was so absurd. The referee was like to him, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how did you? Like, what are you? Like, you know that he's looking at him like." Bro, do you know how boxing works? Like, you can't bang man in the face.
That's the anger coming out because they don't like each other, innit? The whole time they've been beefing the whole time. So that was just pure
Do you think
anger.
it's real though?
Personally, that's fake.
Do you think it's real?
I think it's fake.
I think so too.
No,
Their beef.
Yeah. And I'll be real, even deep. In fact,
I don't think it's fake. I just think they just get onto. I think it's fake, but I don't think like
They like each other.
I don't think they like each other. Not like they. I know you guys to think that they FaceTime and bust.
bro, you don't heard what Logan Paul said about KSI after the fight.
No.
He said, "Oh, what a great man, blah blah blah."
I saw
He
that,
said,
yeah,
great
he
work.
goes, "You're cool,
And
bro."
but he's still doing it now. Do you know what I'm saying? He's still like posting about it. So end of the day, it's like it was all fake, but it's for money. But the game's the game, innit?
Shannon Briggs is trying to get that part 3, boy.
And Shannon Briggs,
He's sparking out civilians.
bro, Shannon Briggs, Shannon Briggs is like the ultimate hype man. He is the ultimate hype man. I swear down.
Yeah, let's go, champ.
Everybody needs someone to say "Let's go, champ" to the back in the
Yeah,
background.
word,
Like, even
man.
on the way to work, "Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!"
And
You
the
know
funny
what I
is 'cause
mean?
he was calling everyone champ as well. Even when he took the fans, he's like, "Yeah, champ."
I could everyone
And
jump.
he says that he's on live stream, innit? And he's talking to KSI, and KSI's like to him, "Oh, yo, we should do it a third time. Oh, the great fights came in threes." KSI's like, "Nah, mate, it's done.
Nah, big
Done.
man.
I got my bread. I'm moving on."
Yeah.
But Tommy Fury now wants Tommy Fury, who is in Love Island, who's Tyson Fury's little brother.
Trash.
Actually said he actually wants to fight KSI.
Trash.
Nonsense.
Trash.
Nonsense, innit?
But-
These times he said
but-
these times he said he quit boxing
You
to focus on his
retired, bro.
modeling
You're a
career.
boxer. Go fight a boxer.
Ain't Tommy Fury eating that dead stone chicken and that from Money May?
Oh, nah, you know
That's
what?
Searching for clout. That's what it is.
What?
You know what, fam? Let's just move on.
What?
No, that meal was that mood. That meal was. I can't even speak that the meal was dead. The meal was trash.
Nah, allow it. It was supposed to be clean, innit?
Why are you defending it?
I ain't gonna lie.
It's like
What meal? What meal was it? What
Yeah.
meal?
It's like she seasoned the chicken and then run it under a tap and then put it on the
Oh my god!
That's what I think
I will
happened.
show you after.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, for what it's worth,
Anyway.
final thing though, for what it's worth, Tommy Fury would beat KSI. 'cause he's a boxer.
Duh, he's a boxer.
No, because I know.
Oh, did he see KSI? Did he see KSI fighting?
No, I know some people say KSI would beat him. I know some people say that.
KSI was swinging for.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
KSI.
To clean up, yeah, KSI's ability in terms of boxing, I was actually kind of disappointed. Like
Yeah,
he was
same.
wild.
Same,
I was
same.
like, he's gonna improve lows. He's gonna tuck in. He's gonna be calm with
Same.
it.
I
And he
thought he was
came
gonna
and he's
tuck.
just
Cause his reach, cause Logan had that reaching him. There's certain times he's trying to swing. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro.
No,
I
it was
saw one
wild.
clips where he's like training and like they're like his speed. Like even in the
Yeah.
ring, he's like bang, 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 bang. I was like, alright, KSI, I see you. But the way your lot of talking is like mine was
Bro,
doing
it
helicopter.
No, he had
it
the
weren't
speed
it.
and the
But I
stamina.
think
Yeah,
because of how
but-
big Logan is, and Logan had the jab reach, he had to kind of. He didn't have the strategy to come inside. A
Yeah,
real boxer would.
unorthodox.
But let me ask,
come
why
inside.
did you lot not watch it? What's the reason?
You know why I didn't
I
watch
watched
it?
the highlights.
Tell me.
I
You
watched
know
the
why I
highlights.
didn't watch
No,
it?
why?
I
How
went
much
out-
was it?
I went out to go get drunk after my team got slapped 2-0. I ain't got time to. I got time to. What you think I'm gonna stay up and watch KSI win money? I went to soak my sorrow with alcohol, bro.
Alright, well, I'll tell you what.
Oh,
Right.
that's sad, man. That's sad.
Go watch that.
Now that.
big up KSI though.
Big up
We've done it-
KSI.
done it
Big
for
up
the UK.
Logan. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well done.
bun them, man.
Bun Logan.
Now.
Big up Bun.
Let's before we talk about the big game this weekend, we might as well go with Arsenal in it because we've mentioned it now. All right, just get out of the way, Frimpon, and then you can enjoy the rest of the
What
show.
do you want to ask me? What do you want to know?
Vex already.
What do you want to know?
Bro, he's
What do you want to know?
Wow.
I've got a question
go for it.
personally. Like, what did you? Can you just be clear? Did you want Wenger to leave back before?
Yes.
You did want him to.
Yeah, I
leave.
did.
So you're happy for him to go. And what was your thoughts on Emery when he came in?
To be honest, I wasn't really
Excited.
like I didn't really know too much. The only thing I knew about him is that he got slapped when Barcelona went to Barcelona. He just,
Yeah, somehow he lost that game. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. He said that he's got a briefcase full of knowledge on all the players, and that he's gonna do this, that, and that. We're gonna play from the back. So obviously all the talk,
Yeah.
was exciting.
Yeah.
Went on a 22 game unbeaten. That kind of gassed up
Did
as
you?
well. Yeah, he went 22 games unbeaten.
It seems like every team does one of them runs.
Yeah,
though,
I'm just
innit?
saying that's
Did
what
you
happened,
actually?
innit? Yeah, he went 22
Wow.
games.
I don't even remember that. Man said, wow.
Man over there, because he's gassed. Look at the smile on his face. Anyway, yeah, went on a 22 game unbeaten.
That's why I thought like things were okay.
all
Because
right.
I remember,
long ago was
so
that,
basically,
though?
I've been on the show, and obviously everyone's been getting onto me because I came on the show and said that, you know what, Arsenal are on the bad side. They've improved a little bit since Wenger's time, and that was around the 22 unbeaten run. Whereas now everyone's saying, whereas Chris was like, there's no way that Emery has made Arsenal better.
And the thing is,
And now
He
it
hasn't,
looks
you know.
like Chris was right.
No, he
What do
hasn't. If
reckon,
you look at
Matisse?
their record after a year, like compared to Wenger's last year, they haven't improved. In fact, I think they've actually done slightly worse.
Yeah, they have.
So they're a couple points worse off in it. So, and then when you take into account Wenger had the legacy behind him, he had all the trophies, he had all the clout. Do you know what I mean? From everyone in the ground, DTs and troops are singing Wenger out, and everyone's like, shh. Emery ain't got that. He hasn't got the backing. So for me, I'm surprised he hasn't gone already.
It's funny because basically today the board apparently come out and said that Emery's their man. I didn't get to read the article in full, so I don't know how true this is. But apparently they're backing him basically.
yeah, but then they have to come out and say that. They're going to say, he's not our man.
No,
we're going to sack him.
no. They might be looking because, and then again, because I've also heard reports that man are having talks with Enrique. So it is a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, but do you not think we have to be kind of clear? Like, that should Emery get sacked? Is he not? Is he not good enough?
He's done that, cuz.
Huh?
He's done that, cuz.
But at what point? At what point did you decide that?
Wait till the end of the season.
What point did you decide that though?
It's definitely this season. Man.
Yeah, but it must have been like after what result though? When you're like, no, that's it.
I think it was
there's been
Crystal
so many.
Palace, you know.
What, the 2-2?
Yeah. Or it might even be Watford. Watford, I was like,
What was the Watford game again? What was the
we're
score?
2-0 up. I think we're 2-0 up.
How has that happened so many times?
Because you know it's a substitution. The substitutions are
Yo,
rubbish.
quick-
I remember I drove up to Liverpool to go watch the Carabao Cup, innit?
Yeah.
This guy, yeah,
The 5-5 game, yeah?
5-5, and then we went to
Yeah.
Penny, they spat us. This guy took off Ozil and put on Gunduzi.
Oh.
So what does that tell you? what are you trying to do?
Trying to
here?
defend
Really?
the leader.
You're
Trying to
taking
defend
off
the
the
lead,
second
innit?
leg, yeah.
He then took off Torreira and put on Saibo. It wasn't Celebos.
Yeah. So now you're trying to attack him.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yo, hold on. I
What do you wanna do
rate
here?
Torreira highly. You know, I thought he was a really good player. He looked
is,
like
he
the
is,
missing
he is.
piece to what you
This
need.
guy wants to play him as a striker.
He is a good player.
What's your thoughts on Ozil though? Because he's iced him out a lot.
Because, and obviously Ozil's getting work back into the team, but everyone's basically saying...
You know,
it's
it's
too-
I weren't Ozil's biggest fan, but since he's come
You
back,
need him.
I think
I'm
he's
not
decent.
Ozil's biggest fan, and I agree.
But
I like Ozil. I said from early, Ozil plus Aubameyang equals Mazza.
Well, bro, they played last weekend.
With Ozil on
These
the
man
right
were
wing.
here.
Yeah, but
These men were here.
Yeah, but it was
Lacazette
the-
was no. Aubameyang was here. Lacazette was here. It's like, how is
Bro,
Ozil
it's
gonna
mad.
find
It's
these
mad. Yeah, it's mad,
Like-
bro. Like,
I'll be
this
real.
is
I'm not too sure how good Ceballos and Torreira are. Let's be real about it. Let's get real with it.
No, there's nothing real about it.
bro.
I think
Bro, do you know what's funny?
Torreira in the World
I
Cup
think-
was...
I think
was
so,
held
you know,
on
I-
How long
Torreira's
ago was the World Cup?
Last
think
summer.
Torreira's good.
He's
I'm
not playing
Last
Torreira
summer.
in DM.
Huh?
He's not playing Torreira in DM, innit? He's
He
playing him
plays
like
him as a
he's
CM.
playing him like he's
He's
playing
him
high
as
up
a
the
striker.
pitch.
He wants him to... He wants Torreira to score goals.
All right,
Imagine that.
let me.
He's still
I know.
doing something.
Did
No,
I
do you know
know
why?
that?
Because he scored a couple of goals this season,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
No,
But-
because he wants him to do that. But that isn't what
But
Torreira
let me
was
tell
bought
you,
for.
if Ceballos and Torreira are good, yeah, Guendouzi's obviously good. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Then where's the weakness? If they're all good,
In
they can't all be good.
defense, you idiot.
No, it can't.
And that's
just
what they're
be
trying to
defense.
say. And
'Cause
listen,
they don't
there's
score enough
two
goals
things.
either.
There's two things right now. They're saying Emery don't have no system.
Blood.
The man he has,
What
he's
football
not
doesn't
putting them
play?
in the right thing to
Yeah.
make the thing do the
Right.
thing.
If you look at us, what do
Bad
you
things.
what do you think we are? Like with Arsenal, you're like, they're attacking, free flowing football. Da, da, da. Emery, what is it? What are we? Are we Bolton?
Because I'll tell you what, yeah,
Stoke?
see that Leicester game, seeing you not trying to, I don't even know if
I
to
didn't
call
watch
it
the game. How did they
passing
play?
out- I don't know if to call it passing out from the back,
Trash,
but when I saw that ball
Trash,
along the back four, a mess.
What were they
mess.
doing?
Who played
What
the
were they
pass?
doing?
Bro, man
played
are
the
moving
pass?
out of the way. Huh?
We played the pass.
No, there was so many times
Oh, okay.
because it's like
It
so
happened,
if the-
it happened a lot.
It happens a lot. Like, see how they play like from the back. So let's say the keeper gets it, you give it to one player, then one player's moving, man's going short. Maybe the winger supposed to maybe he's supposed to start making a run, or they think he's making a run. They make a pass, he hasn't made the run. It was just looked a mess.
But you know the dumb thing is that playing out the back stuff is nonsense half the time as well. Because what happens is they play it out from the back, the team pressures, and then they end up just booting it forward anyway. From the pressure.
No.
If you watch,
Not proper playing up from the back.
No, if you have
course.
someone who can actually like dictate the play and actually like coordinate, that's what we got with Jorginho, and he got bare stick last year because no one understood what he done. He literally comes, he collects the ball.
I know.
Jorginho's a boss, you know. You could do with him. You could do with him.
It's hard.
He comes, collects the ball, takes all the pressure, and then he just releases it, and he's marshalling, telling everyone where to go. Arsenal don't really have that. But David Luiz, I don't know.
Nah, it's
when
just,
you took him,
that back four's a mess. And apparently it's like the more everyone sees Emery, like, and then to make it worse is that midfield. I think it's a good midfield, but the way that they've been put together,
the team's good.
bro, they had one shot on target against Leicester.
I think the worry is that I could tell Arsenal's done out here when Arsenal fans was like defending Rob Holding as a top centre back.
yeah. Like, what was
He's
that
not
all
top.
about?
He's average.
He's
He's
decent,
average.
Him and Chambers.
Average centre back.
He's decent, cuz.
Chambers.
He's not
You
decent.
say, bruv, he
you know-
had Diego Costa in his pocket, cuz.
When?
Rob Holding.
When?
We won the FA Cup.
I need receipts because I don't remember that.
He had him in the 1-2-1. He had him in the pocket, blood.
When was this?
Yeah, you're too young, bro. You don't remember it.
It's only 3 years ago.
Isn't it? He had it in his pocket. I think he's decent.
No.
Rob Holding's decent, but obviously he can't. He wants to play at the back. Then buy players that can play at the back. Don't. His first side was Socrates. Play at the back, Socrates. Come on. If you want to play at the back, buy the players that can play at the
Let's
back.
talk about how good Leicester were. Leicester, good side.
I don't want to talk.
Let's talk about it.
Them are not sitting where? Third in the table right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them are not doing their thing.
Actually, they're
Second,
Second.
sorry.
Second in the
Second,
table
yeah,
right
they're
now.
second, yeah.
Oh, so you're not third?
Yeah, City are
Feel like
fourth,
second.
yeah.
Feel like second.
No.
So, bro, you see, like right now with them man are doing the business. We've always spoken about Vardy. We've also spoken about the fact Vardy could have gone to Arsenal at one point. Now he's regarded as one of the best players to ever touch the Premier League. Would you guys kind of agree with that or not?
Ever.
Of course he
He's
is.
a Prem legend, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Legend.
Bro, do you
Yeah,
know
the
his
Prem
goal
legend
scoring
now.
record?
His goal scoring record's mad now, isn't
It's
it?
mad.
That's a
I don't know
sticky
if-
one.
The way you're smiling at me,
No,
I don't know
it's
if
mad.
you're
That's
trolling.
what I'm saying. No, it's mad.
Do you see him as a Prem legend?
Legend.
It's sticky. I don't
No,
really...
is he
You know what legends are?
No, he's...
Alan Shearer's a legend.
No, as in when we go back, let's say 20 years and that, we're gonna be.
Let me just read this
Do you
out.
know what?
No, hold on. Let me just read this out.
Read
Let me just read this out. Jamie Vardy was playing non-league in 2012. Now he has more Premier League goals than Luis Suarez, Cantona, Ronaldo, and Torres.
He's been in the league longer.
Bro, respect him. He's been at
respect
Leicester.
That's
But
what I'm
he's been
saying.
at Leicester.
I'm not saying he's one of the best players ever.
I'm not trying to say he's better than
like
them,
Luis
obviously.
Suarez. We're not saying that, but we're saying he's a Prem legend.
And impact. The impact he's done.
In terms of the Premier League, he's done his thing.
And the best player outside the top six is to ever touch the Premier League. One of them.
Come on, bro.
These
That's one of the
statements
best players.
sound so wild, but
That
when
is
you
one of
think
them.
about the stats, you have to respect it because he did win Premier League for Leicester as well. Like
Exactly.
he's done stuff that you can't repeat. Do you know what I mean? And he's getting better with age.
And
Like
he's
his goal
sick.
scoring record is actually getting him.
And he
It's getting
actually
better.
bangs goals. Like,
Yeah.
actually
You know what I
sick.
read about Leicester? You know what I read about Leicester though is that somehow that these man lost. They had an Asian squad after they won that league. Yeah. Bare man was getting old.
picked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they lost Mahrez and Kante, two of the
Right.
three
Their
best
best
players.
team, yeah, 2 of the 3 best players.
Bro, 3.5 years later, they're still doing bits. In fact, they started better this season than they did 4 years ago.
Yeah, that other time when they won the league, yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at
It's just
if you look at the
top teams are
players,
better.
Bro, if Liverpool weren't that good,
Or City weren't that good.
bro, they
Bro,
would've
no,
won-
no,
they
no,
would've
yeah,
won
but
the league.
if you look at the players they got, Telemans from Monaco, everyone knew he was a baller.
Mad.
Nobody went near him.
Mad.
I was like, "What you doing? That's a good coup." And then
25M
Madison,
or something.
yeah. And then where's Madison? He come from Norwich, isn't it? Another
Oh,
baller.
is that where he comes from?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, another baller that they found. So their recruitment is top.
Yeah.
But I think it's Steve Walsh or
And what's
someone.
that
And they
other
lost
guy?
Idrissa as well, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously Maguire left as well. They replaced him.
Bro.
Yeah.
So
And
they're
they
smart.
still survive.
They're smart. They're a
Maguire's
smart
trash,
team.
though.
But have you seen?
Maguire's trash.
Have you guys seen every time they play, they're cussing off Rebecca Vardy,
It's only motivating him for more.
and he's scoring goals every time.
Every
He's just
time.
shushing
Man,
them.
I said that in my video, and he went and
People gotta
spanked. He slapped.
What
They got
what
a
are
lot.
they actually saying about Rebecca Vardy though?
You know what she done?
No, what are they saying? The chance? What are the chance?
I don't know about that.
Nah, they just go say it's Rebecca Vardy.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what they say?
yeah.
But obviously you get onto him because his
But
girl's
that
a
is
snake.
Rebecca Vardy. That reveal was mad funny.
That was
though.
mad.
But anyway, forget that. I don't
Funny,
want to talk
that
about that
is
because I mess with Leicester. They might book, man. Listen.
Big up the Foxes.
Yeah, man. Big up Leicester. Guys, let us know in the comments below. Do you think that Leicester have what it takes to stay within the top 4?
Wait, hold on.
by the end
Are
of
you
the
not going to show some respect and say that they can win the league? Title contenders.
You an idiot or something?
No.
Bro,
no.
Are you a
bro,
fuck?
Have you been
This
watching
is what I'm
Liverpool?
trying to say.
Calm it down,
Bro.
calm it
This is what I'm
down.
trying to say.
bro,
like,
I'm asking you a
Have you
question.
been watching Liverpool?
This is what I'm trying to
keep
say.
the hype,
This is what I'm
man.
trying to say. Bro,
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
He smiles at me like.
He knows. He knows.
No, do you know
knows
why?
what
Do you
he's
know?
doing.
Do you know why it's mad disrespectful? Yeah. Do you know why?
Yeah.
I was watching Sky Sports here yesterday, and they were talking about City and Liverpool, obviously. Yeah. But no disrespect, but City are fourth, innit? So there are two teams in between them.
It's true.
Bro, they for like 2 minutes mentioned Leicester and Chelsea. So
Which
I'm
makes
asking
sense.
you-
But we're
Alright,
in the
so
wait.
Alright, go on.
You, this guy,
What?
With your big chest.
Yeah.
your big chest, bro. Always guarded about how it's October. It's
Yeah, but now in November.
bro. Every month,
Not October. either.
Next month is December.
this guy's
Exactly.
always G-checking the day. No, don't get too gassed. We're not even halfway through the season. Now you're here.
Why do you sound like?
What kind of accent is
Why do you
that?
sound like?
I didn't know you sounded like that, cuz.
And you got rule.
And now you have the cheek to sit there and go,
hold on.
they're not even talking about Chelsea.
Hold on. If
Leicester.
Leicester, hold on. If Leicester have 3 points off the top by New Year's Day,
we go.
then what you say?
Shut up.
What you saying?
Bro, do you
What you
think
saying?
this is
What you
how
saying?
you
What you
say
saying?
that?
What you saying?
This is like.
What are you saying?
I feel like he's trying to get you
What are
beat.
you saying?
At the
Nah.
beginning of the season, do you know what I'm saying?
You know when you said it, you smiled a little bit. I'm like, are you trying to trap me?
Put respect on Leicester.
You know when we beat Chelsea?
Yeah.
He said if United win the next 10 games, if United win the next 10 games, they win the league. Now he's saying
not what I
if
said.
Leicester have 3
No.
points,
What I
man.
said.
He just says stuff.
No.
He just says
No.
stuff.
What I said. What I said.
If Arsenal were top of the league with 15 points, what would they do?
That's it.
What I said.
If Arsenal got Jose Mourinho, they would win the league.
They'll win the league
This
tomorrow.
accent is mad.
Listen.
Oh my god.
What I said,
Makes
what
things
I
up,
said is, if Man United won the first 10 games of the league season, that's 30 points in 10 games. We can go for the league. That's what I said, which was true. But then we didn't. We lost the first. We lost the week after. That was it.
All right, new question.
That was it.
Hand on heart, do you think Leicester or Chelsea can actually win the title?
If they are if they've got 3 points, if they've got
Say it
3
with your
points-
chest. Come on.
Say it.
This is gonna get
They're on top of the table.
It's gonna get clipped up.
If they are top of the table by the time New Year's Day comes, they can go for the league. Yes, Leicester, not Chelsea. Leicester,
Oh my god.
not Chelsea. Leicester.
No,
Chelsea.
I don't
Chelsea
have
are
us.
favour-
I don't have us as
Yeah, but Chelsea are further away than Leicester. Just to be clear.
What, as a team?
Yeah.
All right, so before we talk about Leicester, because I'll be real, we don't even like talking about Chelsea on this show. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Before we talk about Chelsea. Yeah, for real. Matisse, that's why we got you here. And in that segment, we're just going to sit while we do this.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Liverpool versus Manchester City.
Oh, okay.
Because that
was.
I just want to start by saying...
Did everyone watch it? To speak
Yeah,
of it?
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let me just start by saying this, yeah. I was out all Sunday. I made sure I was in my... Can you imagine?
Are you
Can you
sure
imagine
you had to
making
come?
sure, bro? I woke up, I said to my wife, listen. Prepare my food for 4:30. Baby, I need my food ready for 4:30.
Paul Jam-
Yeah, bro.
I have to go to the sink.
Bro, by the time it reached 4:30, everything's patterned. Big up my babe. Because I don't know why, but that game has become the staple game in the Premier
have to
League
watch.
now.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Sad
It's
it
mad.
used to be Man United Arsenal.
Bro, there's a hover. But I tell you what, yeah, that game was lit. Oh, can I just start by saying, before we analyze the game or talk about anybody playing, let me tell you something. See that game,
Top quality football.
top quality ball, bruv.
Yeah.
Top.
good.
It's
good.
no surprise them to sit above everybody else. We're talking quality.
Yeah.
It's different gravy.
Like
guys.
Liverpool are what I want Arsenal to be, bro.
Yeah.
Just bang, 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 bang.
You know the maddest thing? That counter-attack for the first goal, yeah, I was just thinking.
Bro,
devastating.
they are
Yeah,
Mad.
devastating, yeah.
Mad. When they picked up the ball and it was 3-on-4, I was just like, yeah, like,
Cancelled.
Devastating.
Cancel them.
Devastating.
Just cancel. If a team like Liverpool are running at you, honestly, you're cancelled. You really are.
Bro.
Like they are
And
devastating.
you know what it is as well? They can do it anyway. I see Ronaldo doing things I've never seen Ronaldo do,
Yeah.
bringing it up, dropping.
At
You know what I mean?
Newcastle,
bro,
he
let
was
me,
a bum.
let me tell
He
you,
was a bum.
let me tell you something though.
He was a bum at Newcastle.
Exactly. And let me tell you
Man said
something,
he
yeah.
was a bum.
I was sitting there, yeah. I was sitting there with my missus, yeah. And the funniest thing is, That second goal was so cold. I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Man United fan. So I was like, oh my days. Bro, she looked at me like, it's Man United player. I celebrate, bro. I couldn't believe, bro. But you have to deep the fact that the first ball, Alexander-Arnold to Robertson, or Robertson to Alexander-Arnold,
Madness.
bang,
Madness.
That goal is mad. The
Also,
is
even the first goal, I didn't know Fabinho could hit it like that.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Bro.
He could take penalties, but I've never seen him do that
bro,
before.
that was a hard goal.
Nah, man.
Bro,
Their
that
team-
game was
their team
quality,
back
bro.
to front. Even Matip's looking solid. The fullbacks are world class. Like the team from back to front is sorted. And they didn't sign no one in the summer.
And those I liked. It was a proper battle. Sterling versus Trent.
Yeah.
Even the way
Sterling done well in that
De Bruyne
game.
was
Done well.
fighting all
Yeah.
game. Silva's fighting all game.
Sterling got chucked away though. Gomez.
We're going.
Bro, I went to school with Gomez, you know. I'm so proud of that guy. He
did
was
you?
in my
Yeah.
class. Forest Hill boys, yeah. Big up the
I went for a still boys, yeah?
Big up Forest Hill boys,
Yeah,
yeah.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, and Casey Palmer went there as well, but he's not doing as well. But Joseph, yeah, that guy worked hard.
Is it?
And like I was in the same class with him. I seen him work, grind, Charlton, Lewisham Youth, and then up to Liverpool. The guy is he's unbelievable.
He's cold.
So
man.
good.
He's
So
cold.
good.
But yeah, even when he came on, him and Sterling had that little tiff. I was like, yeah, it's real, bro.
And that's what I like as well, is because like people saying, it's like, you know, like this is serious. Because them boys, they play in the England squad together.
And
And they were like, Raheem Sterling with Trent first. He's
Even
like,
Trent-
don't.
Yeah.
I was sparking your
Yo,
nose.
Sterling was that to Trent, innit?
Yeah, he said, don't do that, yeah?
'Cause he
I'm your
barged
older
him,
cousin.
innit? He barged him and he was
He's like, I'm your
almost
older
running to the
cousin,
thing.
yeah? Don't do that, bro. I know
Who
what.
else did that as
And then-
well?
No,
Gomez
never
as
played on
well.
that. Like
Walker.
Genie.
There was another one with Walker and Robertson. Because Robertson is quick, bro.
Yeah.
So I know we talk about Robertson like when he does attacking.
Yeah.
But defensively, he's mad as well, bro. Imagine he's running down Walker so much.
I remember that
Walker
part.
runs off the pitch and he almost thinking.
But they were like, at that point, though, they were 3-0 up, so Walker was pissed.
Yeah.
But the baddest part is, that I remember the funniest part is they zoomed in on Robertson was just smiling.
Smiling like-
Yeah, bro. I'm on toast.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So, but it's like I don't even know how to kind of start talking about analyzing the game because
All I can say is, bro, like a lot of people talk about that front three. Those two fullbacks, yeah, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, they're so important. Like with them,
course,
two,
they are
I
the
mean, like
system.
without them two,
see, there's certain things in that system you gotta understand. Them midfielders, they're not. I know they're not.
They
the
can
sickest
rotate it
midfielders.
around, yeah.
Bro, them midfielders, they carry the ball well. What Firmino does is mad.
World
The
class.
pace of Mo and Mane is mad. And then you got Robertson and Trent.
And I think they're kind of complete.
Even-
People say that Trent's defending is bad. I don't think it's that bad, you know.
Not that bad.
It's not. No, do
This
you know what
guy
it is? Do you
can
know what it is?
defend.
It's
My man's
over exaggerated.
whipping
Yeah, they
balls
do.
They
from
over exaggerate
dumb
and say it's
places.
bad because they're looking for faults in his game now.
Yeah.
You know them ones where even Sterling on the come up, everyone was like, "Oh, he can't do this, he can't
can't
do that."
shoot,
No,
yeah, can't
he's just a
finish,
baller.
yeah.
Just accept it. That's it. You don't need to look for these small little
I
faults.
think they're
So
complete,
yeah,
bro.
that was listen. And honestly, great game.
C should have a penalty.
Like, let's talk about some of the upsets of the game.
VAR.
The VAR, the first handball.
C should have a penalty.
You think that should have been a pen?
Yeah, it's a pen.
Okay, I don't think it should have been a pen.
That's a pen,
I
bro.
don't think it should be in pen.
Which one? Which one? The one with the handball.
The first one, Trent's first handball.
I never
That
agree.
second
The second one was
Where his
no
hands
way.
were by his side. His hands were by his side. That one.
No
Second
way.
one,
Hands
no.
by his side.
No, yeah, for me, I don't.
first
For
one.
me, I never listen. I'm never a fan of in handball. I know there's different handball rules. My opinion, I've never been a fan of.
Can I be
If
real?
you hit the
Can I be real
ball,
with
if
you?
you hit the ball, look, if you hit the ball on someone when they've got a natural position, because it's not like he stuck his arm out. That's his natural position.
But man
Yeah?
is saying that the
So-
ball. Man
but-
is saying that the ball was
wait,
by
wait.
his side, and when it come out, then the arm went up.
No, but it's a knee jerk. It's a knee jerk reaction. So,
That's what I thought.
so it's not like man done that.
The VAR rules state if the ball hits your hand, even if deliberately, it's a penalty.
Yeah, but that means both of them are penalties. Then.
Now when a penalty's hands by his sides, cuz.
That one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
You
that
know
was
what?
stupid.
You
That
know
wasn't.
what?
That wasn't.
Yeah, as well. And,
Yeah.
and his Pep's like, twice!
Do you know what? Just on Pep, yeah. I remember when Barca knocked us out the Champions League, yeah, and the referee was Team Barcelona. Balak should have got a penalty, Anelka, everybody. And I'm just looking at Pep, I'm like, nice, revenge.
Well, you liked it, yeah?
I loved it, man. Pep always gets everything. This guy's gone to Bayern, Barca. He's had all the best players in the world, winning everything. I'm honestly starting to look at him like, you ain't won the Champions League with City. I don't know about this guy, you know.
man.
That sounds
Seriously,
familiar.
The amount of money he's chucked out.
That sounds familiar.
Whoa.
That's like him.
Huh?
That's what he says.
You said that before?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
You think Pep's a fraud?
Like I said, if Pep Guardiola leaves Man City without Champions
Now I
League.
know why Akeem brought him onto the show last.
If it, then we know.
No, put him in charge of
And at the
Tottenham
moment,
and see what he does.
And at the
honestly.
moment, exactly. And at the moment, the pressure should be on Pep. He's fourth. Not good enough.
No.
Anyway, moving on. He's not good enough. Not good enough.
See Pep go bang out. You're like,
Twice! I didn't go for Sky. Twice!
Did you see about the end when we went after the referees?
Thank you.
Good job for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fuming.
I
And
know,
you see that meme where the guy's crying?
Yeah.
That's Pep blood.
But you know what? Let me just say something. On that, what City's L, the mistake they made, and I don't understand why they done it. I would be so annoyed if I was a Man City fan. They're playing Atalanta, one of the worst teams in the Champions League. Why are you playing Edison and half your best team before the biggest game of your life? That is so stupid because you injured. No, it's just common sense. Why you injured Edison? You know Bravo's trash.
Bravo's trash.
You know he's trash. It's not like
remember that season?
It's not like your number two. It's not like your
that second goal, that third goal. Sorry, Mane's third goal. The
Yeah,
header.
he should say, come on.
And I ain't going.
That season, Bravo was in goal every shot, and I do mean every shot was going in.
Bro,
I mean, all
I remember
of them.
that season. You was on to Bravo because obviously Pep had just got rid of Joe Hart at the time and brought him in, and it was like this is the player from the back thing.
Bravo always plays at the back, like how Arsenal play at the back.
Bravo's
Just himself.
Bravo's trash. He's trash. He's trash.
He's
He's
Some good
trash.
saves, but he's just.
But he's trash, and the dumbest thing is, why would you play Edison in that
had
game?
to though. They had to.
In
Wait,
Atalanta,
is
they
it
didn't
a
really-
must-win though?
I think they're top of their group.
It's not a must-win.
Huh?
I don't think it
No,
was.
it wasn't. It's not a must-win. It's not just that.
It wasn't a
Atalanta's
must-win.
a weak team. They could beat them with their second string. It's not like they were playing Juve in the
Poor
Champions
game. It's
League.
poor.
They didn't
it's
beat
poor
him with
man
their
management.
first string.
It's
They
poor.
beat them with their
It's
first
poor
string,
game.
yeah.
What
What
was
was scoring at the end?
It was
Yeah,
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 because they didn't. Because they got sending off, and because of the fact that Atalanta, when they did get when it was 1-1 and Edison got sent off, they realised. Sorry, not sent off. When he got subbed off at half time, they knew Bravo was a weak link, and they started testing him. Then he got sent off, and then Walker was in goal. And in the last 12 minutes of the game, they had to defend.
Yeah.
That was the reason why they didn't win. Otherwise, they would have won the game.
It's poor
Do you know
game
what I'm
management,
saying?
you know.
It's poor game management before a big game against Liverpool. Why are you playing Edison?
Going to Anfield
Do
as
you,
well.
do you think
It's dumb.
Do you think Man City win the game if they have all their players fit? Because they had a lot.
It would have been closer.
But
Do you know who's a big
Bruv,
miss?
they missed-
Laporte. Massive
Yeah.
miss. You know what? There's one thing about Man City. Yeah, I looked at their team and I was like, this team's got depth, and everybody thought they had depth. And then when you go to centre backs, it's a bit peak. Like John Stones, is he really good enough? Otamendi on his own leading, is he really?
You know
good
what?
enough?
I feel sorry
Do you
for
know what I mean?
I feel sorry for John Stones because I feel like because he's not been playing regularly, he hasn't got the confidence. But he is a good defender. He will walk into Arsenal's team. Man United will take him with Maguire.
He's a good defender.
Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal, Chelsea.
He's a
I
good
don't
defender.
know about Chelsea.
Chelsea,
but-
but
Nah,
he's
we
still a good
wouldn't-
defender.
I don't think I'll take
Well,
him.
he was going to go to Chelsea, innit?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mourinho tried that one, and then Everton were like, nah, calm it down. You're not taking him as well.
And then Man City took him. But
Yeah.
either way,
Can I tell you another? I'll be real with you. If they did have them players, the way Liverpool played just today, I don't know. Because if that Liverpool showed up, it could have still been peak.
But
That ball was
But then that
moving,
Man
bro.
City could have shown.
But
up,
let's not
bro.
forget. Let's not forget
Man
though.
City are
Let's
good.
not
like
forget.
Kevin De Bruyne was balling.
No, but he was
just-
playing the wrong position as
Exactly.
well, which
That
is
was
never
even
done
the-
decision.
Even in the
Everyone
wrong
had to get
position.
moved. Yeah.
But then we got to think then how
Can I
much.
just say one thing though before you move
Go on.
on? Who was really missing from that game? Man like Vincent Company. You see Vincent
Yeah.
Company, yeah?
You would have
He
pushed
might
that
play
team
3
forward.
games a season. It
Like-
might be like United,
Liverpool, and then maybe like a Chelsea. Yeah.
Bro.
And he's hitting a scream.
But you know he's doing something in the game.
Now, and he's
Impact
leading
the
by
game.
example.
Big time.
Like who's City's leader? Who's their
David
leader?
Silva's
Nah, they got
captain or
bare
someone.
leaders.
And he's on the
Even
bench.
Bernardo,
Yeah.
I love even Bernardo.
Bro,
I love
Bernardo's
Bernardo
not.
in big games.
He's not a leader,
He's not
mate.
super
No,
leader.
he's
He's
not.
not
There's
vocal
many
like
reasons
that.
why he's
But
not
I'll be
leader.
honest with you, you see Bernardo. you
Many
see
reasons
Bernardo-
why he's not
I'll be
leader.
real with you. You see Bernardo in big games. The reason why I like Bernardo in big games is because he never says die. To the end, till 93, 4 minutes when the whistle goes.
Yeah,
Their best player was Sterling. Though Sterling was the biggest
Sterling
problem.
was very
But
damaging.
one thing I will say,
unlucky, yeah.
let's not forget that Aguero missed 3 chances as well. It's surprising.
Oh.
You know when
His
when
conversion
man,
rate's
you know
a
what,
bit peak,
Yeah,
you know when man got the
Let's
ball.
start
You know when man got the ball in a particular
mm.
position, Aguero position. You just like go and man missed, and I was like,
Even when it cuts to his face, he's thinking, "There's judge on this pitch. I can't score Anfield."
I rate Gabriel Jesus, the second choice one, but they don't seem to. rate
he missed another opener. He missed the
But I
sitter.
think if he had
I'm
the
not
confidence
sure
starting
about
the team,
Jesus,
I
you
rate
know.
him. I think he's decent.
I'm not
Gabriel
sure
Jesus
about
does
He
his
always
thing,
pops
man.
up with a goal. He's a bit of a poacher.
No, Jesus does his thing.
But I
man.
don't
Trust
think
me.
Not
think
long term,
he's
no.
Like Aguero's
a monster.
Yeah, I don't think he's
Nah,
like
not
there
yet, not
yet.
yet, not yet, But Jesus is still young, innit?
Like the
Yeah.
penny he took on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like Aguero's tucking that. Like it's nothing. This guy's all dragging it to the side like it's nothing. Like I don't think he's there yet.
Not
like, I
yet,
can see it.
Because at some point you got to replace Aguero. You know, he's getting old,
He's going to.
and he said he's going to go Argentina.
Silva, yeah,
He's going to
they're
dip.
not gonna
Yeah,
go
So
Silva.
so do you think Chelsea?
Silva, Aguero, and there's somebody else, like 3 big players.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to.
Silva,
Fernandinho,
Aguero,
that's
and
it.
Fernandinho.
Yeah.
And then if Sterling does get that big move to Spain, you never know.
That'd be mad. That's the
That'd
whole
be mad,
team.
yeah.
That's the spine gone,
Big
isn't it?
spine,
Yeah.
gone.
Pep will cut
do
them.
you think Chelsea have a chance to beat them?
Away
I
from
think they're
home.
vulnerable at the moment. They got a big injury.
Yeah, they got you next.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a sticky one. I'm trying to like calm it down because Chelsea fans right now, they're getting a bit hyped. They're like, we can go to City and batter them. I'm like,
get
this
hyped,
is a
man.
top team, man. You
No,
need to
you
chill.
can't batter them.
And the
Get
thing
hyped,
is,
man.
every time we
Get
go to
hyped.
City, we really do hold. Like last season, we hold Corn. The season before that, we hold Corn. We lost 1-0, but we was walking under Conte like bare defensive. We couldn't even touch the ball. City away is for me harder than Liverpool away because City will play you off the park. And if you give them any time or space, they'll just cut you open and start scoring tap-ins left, right, and centre.
Has Lampard beat a big team?
That's what I'm saying. We lost to United twice. We drew with Leicester. We've lost to Liverpool twice, although one of them were on penalties in the Super Cup. So for me, big game management, we've got a young team in it, so they don't really know their way about. If we had like the guys of old Terry, Lampard, Drogba, that lot, then I'll be like, okay, cool, we can go to City and take it. But I think we can go and get a point, but defensively, set pieces, we're suspect as hell. So
Either way, man. Either way.
If they win, are you in the title race?
if we win,
Yeah.
this guy, you
Yeah.
know, he's trying to get me memed.
Next question. Are they or not?
Answer the question.
Answer the question. No. Do you know why? Because I rate Liverpool that highly. Like I honestly, if you look at the project that they've put together the last 3 years or 4 years on the clock.
But mate, regardless of what Liverpool is, if you win the game.
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say is that means because you only mentioned Liverpool.
No. Do you know why?
Because you only mentioned Liverpool, that you're not mentioning City, so that means you think you could finish second.
Potentially, but I would not put us
Bro, if
above
you're
Liverpool.
second, you're in the title race. Come on.
No, because even when Man United were second under City, they weren't in the title race.
No, we're not talking about
United
that.
are second in the title race.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
When United finished second under Jose, they weren't really in the title race. It was like the title was gone.
Even
I
when
love the way
even when
It's
Leicester
gone.
mispronounced three
It's
names.
just gone.
Jose.
Gone.
Man called him Jose.
Jose is my guy.
Man just called him Jose.
Respect.
Now put respect on his name. Your greatest ever manager.
Yeah,
Respect
that's
him,
my
man.
guy, Jose.
he's
Man called him Jose.
Yeah,
Jose.
that's a right name.
Just
for him.
say.
Don't respect him, bro. These guys want him to come to Arsenal. You mad?
Yeah, I've seen those rumours. That would
Yeah.
be dope.
It'll be a great signing for you.
No, he
I
would
feel
not.
Why
it'd be
not?
dope.
We did a job.
Mercenary
You
team.
want
Let's
that-
go.
You see how he disrespecting my club? You
Well,
want
just because of that. But you know what? Look, I posted that on Twitter, yeah. And the truth is, people, Arsenal fans, I'll be real. I got about 100 replies from people, Arsenal fans, yeah. Arsenal fans were saying, I didn't like him before, but he was telling the truth, and I'd love to have him at Arsenal
No way.
because he's a ruthless winner. That's what
not.
you need.
He's not though.
Boy.
You know what? No.
He's a winner, though.
Deep it. Him setting up your team defensively, counter attack. Yeah. Aubameyang,
You
Pepe,
love him.
Lacazette.
What
Boom.
you saying?
Counter attack.
No, it is.
Think about it.
People are getting gassed because he was on TV saying, I will play Aubameyang like this. And that. He's gonna come to the
Respect.
And we are
Respect.
going to park the bus.
All right, so let's.
Respect.
Speaking of Aubameyang,
Respect.
what did we think about this whole thing that came out today about Aubameyang and Troops not being able to talk?
Oh, that's dead.
Now,
Bruh.
what's the story?
Blood.
What's the story?
The
said that? The
media
club?
are taking the miss.
No, what's
So
the story?
basically, Arsenal Football Club have apparently approached Aubameyang and said they don't like some of the pictures that he's liking and commenting on
And now he's
on
pally-pally
Instagram,
with the-
and the fact that he's pally with Arsenal Fan TV Troops.
I'm not gonna
But how did that story come? Who produced that story? Where's that
No,
from?
it's on Twitter.
Austin.
But you know what?
No, but
yeah?
I mean,
Austin.
huh?
Austin.
They're getting
He's
real
an
close,
Arsenal
you know.
fan.
Like
dear.
that guy.
they're getting to be best buddies, you know. Like Aubameyang will be literally chilling in Troops.
But what I don't understand, what I don't understand is why because of Arsenal fan
No,
TV
do you know what
negative
it is?
connotations.
No,
to-
do you know what it is?
They're
Yeah,
saying
and
that's affecting the team, and that's why we're playing rubbish.
But Aubameyang's the only player who's playing good, so that don't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Yeah,
So what is Aubameyang saying in response?
He hasn't said anything.
Aubameyang responds to criticism of his relationship.
Oh.
I have arrived in Gabon and heard a lot of bullshit.
Here we go.
I talk with who I want.
Get me.
Whenever I want.
Okay.
If anybody's not happy already,
Let them know.
you already know.
All right.
Middle finger emoji.
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
True.
Riding out for troops.
That's trill.
Backing
still.
it. Back.
But the thing is, it's
That's mad.
Backing
trill
troops, you know.
still.
I'm telling you.
No, but the thing is,
Whoa.
do you really think that has an effect on blood? If your manager's rubbish,
Even that.
Yeah, but you know what?
your
And
manager's
That
rubbish.
is
If you see-
mad
if-
trill still.
You know what? Not just that.
Is
though.
that fake?
No,
No, this
no,
must be fake. This must be fake.
But it was not. It looks real.
If AFTV are
And to
posting
be
it,
real, that's the sort of thing.
Nah,
That's
Go on his,
bro,
go on his Insta.
bro.
Yeah,
bro,
let me go. Let me
bro,
go on
that's,
Insta,
that's
bro.
the sort of thing Aubameyang was saying. Remember,
Yeah.
remember what he said about Dortmund's guy?
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
Have you not
He come
remember
out with
that?
a big
Do
speech.
you remember what he said?
Killed him.
Do you remember what he
Was
said
director
about
of football.
Dortmund? Bro,
He sent shots, isn't it?
Yeah, he came with crowd. He was like, laugh.
Yeah.
He was saying, "Oh, how can you talk about money when you blah blah blah?" So,
Yeah, it's like,
bro, that's what he's like. He's like that.
and it's just like it doesn't even make
But
sense.
you know what? Aubameyang's probably sitting there, yeah, and thinking, "Raw." So you're coming at me when I'm the only player who's banging. This team is dead. Man's here playing
It's
a,
legit.
man's playing in a dead team.
And it's got a swipe up.
What's the swipe up to?
Let's swipe up to Arsenal fan TV.
Link
Go
to follow,
follow, subscribe,
subscribe.
That guy, I love it. That's what I'm talking about,
Big,
blood.
but surely it's partly down to he must be pissed off that like. Why are you coming at me when I'm playing good?
Nah, but
and
that's,
our
I'll be
team
real
is
with you.
dead.
I'll be real with you. Imagine someone telling you, what? It's like, Akeem, stop bringing them riff-raff boys.
Did it?
Of course.
Stop moving with them riff-raff
course.
boys. So it kind of
No,
looks
no,
like,
I'm saying-
you're thinking, I'm a big man.
No,
I
100%.
can't-
But you can,
No,
do you know
no,
what?
no,
Yeah?
no,
You can
no.
imagine. You can imagine the Arsenal board members actually saying that, you know, because remember when they had the general meetings and they used to look down upon the fans. They're like, oh, we're not going to answer your questions. You know, the ones where Robbie was proper reporting.
yeah,
He was like,
yeah.
when we go to these AG meetings, we don't really feel respected. We feel looked down upon. Everybody gone into Aubameyang. They're like, yeah, stop chatting to the ref. Stop chatting to the peasants. Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop. Cut it. Do you know what I mean?
It just makes
Yeah.
no sense, man.
But like I said, it adds to the fact that because Arsenal not playing well at the moment, he's probably thinking, like, how can you come at me for talking to troops in Arsenal fan TV, me, what I'm doing? Because I know it comes down to partly that. He's probably thinking, bro, for what I'm doing for the club at the
I'm
moment,
gonna try
for what the team is performing, and you're trying to come at me. Shut up.
Fact, let me actually try
Shut
to
up.
get Chris.
To
Go on.
play
You know what I'm saying? Why are you coming at the one? Why is Arsenal trying to upset the one player
but you know why?
who's actually performing well?
You
To
know
play
why?
devil's
Let
advocate.
him do every once, man. He's
They're
scoring
trying-
goals.
Because they're trying to deflect the actual issue.
They are, but
Emre's rubbish.
But you have to, let's be real here though. Arsenal fan TV, they are powerful. And at the moment, fam, I'll keep it true. Big up Robbie, big up Trooper, big up man know already. But them man are powerful. Let me tell you something. Them men are starting the Emery out machine all over again. I understand. Well, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying it's uncalled for.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's uncalled for, but bro, them men there are powerful. And let me tell you something. When it's in the beginning, let me not even say middle of the season. We're a third way into the season. They are thinking we do not need this right now, bro. They think that's what they. If they're running a company and we're a third into the season, they're thinking to themselves, bruv, if these lot start this whole Emery out thing, it's gonna go
cost
mad.
us six
It's
bags.
gonna go mad.
It's a bit of a sticky one still.
And that's what I'm trying to say. So they're thinking to themselves, bro, I'm not even trying to, bro.
But do you know what?
Hey, Aubameyang, stop making the thing worse, brother.
But
That's what they're gonna say.
to be fair, yeah, look at it from an Arsenal point of view as well. I'm just playing devil advocate, even though I don't agree with them. If you're the Arsenal board, you're seeing Aubameyang chilling with Troops, and then you're like, but Troops is cussing off Emery, and then Emery's in the dressing room trying to tell Aubameyang things, and it's like there's a weird little, do you know what I mean, circle. Xhaka getting cussed off by Troops, Bellerin don't really like Troops, and then you're Aubameyang, you're walking into the dressing room, yeah, I'm just chilling with Troops, and then 1 minute you're chilling with Bellerin. It's like it can get a bit sticky, you
But
know.
bruv, if you're playing, you don't like a manager. You don't like a manager. Troops not telling me that I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you. Simple.
Yeah.
If there's a thing saying, Emery's being criticised, and I like it, it's because I like it. I don't like you because I want you to get fired. Obviously,
That's not good.
obviously,
That's not good.
there's different type of people. Some people will be like, you know, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
But then some people are like, I don't
That's
like
why
you.
Lacazette liked a post as well about Emery.
Yeah,
leaving.
exactly. Maybe you don't like him.
I feel sorry.
Is that what he done? Is that what he done? He liked the post saying Emery out.
You know what? Emery
He's
needs a
liked
shout
a few
out.
posters here and there.
Emery has a Twitter
but
account.
the thing is, everyone wants these players all to be robots, blood. If a player don't like someone, they don't like someone. Not everyone has to like each other.
All right, listen, well, let's leave it up to the people, man. Listen, guys, let us know in the comments below. How do you think Aubameyang, Troops, how do you think their relationship should be? And with Arsenal Fan TV, you know, not really getting behind it, because I even saw Robbie on the Match of the Day too. His face come up and he was like, the fans really want Emerald to go. So I saw him say it on BBC as well.
Alright, saying that though, Arsenal fans, we've got 2 weeks break, and then we come back. Let's get together, innit, and support the team right now, because we're in dire. We are in dire need of some support,
bro. That's
what I'm saying. That.
So really, man, should just get behind the team through thick and thin. So anyway,
2 weeks have a break.
That's what it needs to be. You guys let us know what you think about the relationship and what Aubameyang's reply to the whole situation as well. Okay, cool. Now, need to make an honourable mention talking about Spurs, who are currently sitting 14th in the league.
The 14th
have not got a W in 5 games.
Like that.
Very much a big struggle.
Champions League finalists and that.
They went up against.
Why are you getting so happy? You're licking your lips.
Champions League finalists.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy. Man, I'm 14th and that. That's what's happened.
So they went out 14th right now. They went up against Chris Wilder's Sheffield United, who obviously are unbeaten in 4 or 5.
They slapped us.
I
can't even saw that.
You what? 2-0.
No, it's 1-0.
Definitely.
1-0.
Man had to correct the 1-0. You know.
Set piece and that.
So big up Sheffield United. They are doing really well right now. Where they sit right now, 5th in the league, which is really good. And they went up against Spurs. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I feel like they had a goal disallowed that I think was unfairly.
I think Wilder came out and said that he thought it wasn't a goal. I swear he came
Oh, is that
out
what he said? I thought it was a goal, fam. Because when I was looking at the pixels, there was more pixels over for the Spurs player than there were pixels for his foot. So I was getting a bit confused.
It seems like every Tottenham game there's VAR.
There's a VAR mad decision.
And it's always going in their favour.
Word.
It always goes in their favour.
Word.
It's getting a bit annoying though, this VR thing, you know. It's killing it. Because I was at one of the games recently and like I'm celebrating a goal and the next thing you know it's chuck off. I'm like, what are you doing? You've just killed my whole buzz. And I know sometimes they're getting it right, but for me they're not getting it right enough for it to justify it. Like they need to clean it up before they bring it in.
I can't remember what decision it was this weekend, but one of them took like 5 minutes apparently.
Yeah, it's really
think it
messy.
might have even been that Spurs one. So in the end, because of the VAR, luckily, even though Sheffield United's initial equaliser got disallowed, they were able to score. I think it was like an own goal in the end.
Lovely.
And it was 1-1. A great result for them. Spurs. It's looking peak for Spurs. What do you reckon? Like, do you reckon? That's scary still. That ain't a good thing still.
That's mad random.
Basically, my question is, do you guys feel like, Spurs are going to be able to come back to the top half? Are they going to be able to break into that top 6?
I was talking to Toby, who's a big Tottenham fan, and he was saying there's no chance Tottenham can finish top 4. Their season's done.
Oh, no way.
I personally don't think their season's done. I feel they're still in the Champions League. Okay, they're not going to get far in the Champions League. Yeah, they'll get to knockout stage of the Champions League. Big up Andy inside. But they're not going to get top 4 in the Champions. They're not going to get Champions League. Obviously, winning it. They're not going to do that. Yeah. They have a chance in the FA Cup as they always do. But I personally don't think their chances of finishing in the top 4 has gone. Yeah.
Nah, man, it's gone, man.
And they got what? They're 10 points off the top 4 or something. But Tottenham still has that ability, I feel, that Arsenal and Man United don't have, to win 5 games in a row. Genuinely, like 5 to 7 games in a row.
Spurs do?
They do. They still have it in their locker. Like, we know that. They have got that. Man United and Arsenal don't have that. So at the end of the day, we're still at that point in the season that in the next 6 weeks, there's like 8 games or something. If they come out like that 8 games, winning 6 of that 8, they're probably going to be about top 6. They'll probably be top 6, probably 5 points off the top 4 with half the season to go.
Should we look at some of their fixtures?
But for that to happen, Ali needs to.
Bro, Dele Alli scored the other week.
Okay.
He done the. How do you like this?
Yeah, but
cool.
they didn't win again.
Yeah,
it was another draw.
Ali needs to. I feel like he needs to. And also,
Arsenal fans hate him.
No. I don't.
That job that he done on you last year
like
ago.
him. But then, why ain't Christian Eriksen playing? I know he's leaving.
There's beef, innit?
Is
it beef?
That story.
They got West Ham.
I heard it, yeah.
Olympiacos, Bournemouth, then United, then
all
Burnley.
winnable games For Tottenham.
Then Bayern, then Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves are doing all right as well.
Bayern, they don't have to
Then
win.
they got Chelsea.
They
Bro,
don't have to win that
you
game.
know, this part of the season's mad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Do you know
we
what
all
with Tottenham? Yeah.
November, December's rate.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is with Tottenham? They have a good squad. Like, it's not for me. Something's not clicking. Do you know what I mean? In the background, I don't know what's going on. If there's like,
Serge Aurier.
Yeah.
He's not clicking.
no, I'm not
Dead.
gonna lie, he's dead. They need a right back. They didn't replace Kyle Walker.
You
Really,
feel like
did
they're
they?
gonna do some business in January just in case, just to save it.
Levy, will Levy spend? Don't know
No,
about
bro.
that
I
though.
feel like they ain't gonna. I feel like they're gonna be like Arsenal and not spend for a
Not
while.
spend for a
and-
while.
But
They
where,
don't
where do you think they'll finish though?
That's what I'm trying to think. I'll be real with you because I'll be honest with you. At the moment, yeah, like I said earlier, it's like Liverpool are 8 points above second, third, and fourth. And fourth.
Right,
is
you're probably
8
looking
points.
at the numbers and the
Yeah,
gaps.
I'm
innit?
just keeping it real, innit? So
Maths.
and they are the gaps kind of pulled away for fourth downwards, innit? And I actually said Spurs were going to finish in the
But
top
all right,
four.
but who is the most likely team
To drop out.
outside of that top four who could get top four, and that's Spurs, regardless of position now.
They might take Sheffield United's space right now.
Of
in the
course.
top 6.
Of course
But
they
I'm
will.
talking about that top 4.
Sheffield
I'll
United
be
won't
real with
survive.
you.
I'll be real.
We're going to talk about Chelsea next.
I think Arsenal could get
But
top
I'm
four.
looking at Leicester and I'm looking
What?
at Chelsea.
I think Arsenal could get top four
What?
Real
Are
talk.
you being serious?
if we sack Emery.
Oh.
Nah,
You're
no,
very-
it's
you're
about.
very-
Don't matter if you sack it.
You're-
Nah, it doesn't matter if you sack
No,
Emery.
no,
you
no,
ain't-
right. No, you could be right though. They got the team to do it.
The team's good, bruv.
Bro, everyone's got the team.
Tactics are rubbish.
If they sack Emery and just
Has
somehow-
Man United got the
and-
team?
and then
Has
get
Man
Nah,
United got the team?
no way.
Huh?
No,
With
we're
Maguire and
gonna
Wan-Bissaka and that.
No, do you know why Arsenal can't make it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know
That's what I'm
why?
saying.
You know why Arsenal can't make it? Mentality.
Exactly.
There. You seen last season they had it wrapped up. Everything was
Okay,
the
so
present
why
was
we
there
talking
gifted.
about- Yeah,
The present was gifted to you last season and you bottled it.
In what?
Last season for
What?
top
That
4.
was four.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
They could've had that
Watford,
easily.
Palace, all of them.
All of that.
It was given to you on a plate, Christmas dinner, and you just said no, I don't want it.
And then the
Get it
and then
away.
the Europa League final.
Yeah, and then and we had injured Rudiger gone,
So give it
Loftus
to me.
Cheek,
Give it. Go on.
Hudson Odoi, injured, and you just said nah, take the trophy as well.
He was a
Take it.
manager.
Emery.
Emery, Wenger,
Emery goes.
same thing.
We can get top four.
All right, listen, man. Matisse is back to you. Blues TV, which is obviously a fan channel that you guys have, where you guys go and chat to the Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Right now, a season that we never expected was going to happen. You know, everyone said that Lampard's going to need a lifeline just to kind of ease into top flight management, and he seems to be doing wonders. He had faith in his boys. Man like Abraham, who's one of the top scorers in the Premier
He
League right
surprised
now.
me, actually.
He's doing really well. Talk to us, like. When you see, I heard you say something a bit earlier about you feel like the fans are getting a bit overconfident. Does that mean you don't want to get too happy too soon?
I like being the underdog personally, yeah. I like that because and Mourinho did it when he spoke yesterday about Chelsea. He said, listen, you have to play the big teams. You should top 4 is still the goal for you guys. It's not a title race. And I like that because it takes the pressure off our team. If you look at our team, it's very young. Players that have come in, Tammy Abrams surprised me immensely. Like I looked at him, I was like, okay, maybe you can bag 15 goals. Maybe. He's literally up there with Vardy, like looking like top scorer. So Mount, all these players that come from the Championship, you didn't really expect all of them to come to the Premier League and just perform. Do you know what I mean? It was like some will do okay, some will do well, and we'll float about top 6. And I personally had us predicted for 6th. Lampard, second year of management as well. He's only had 1 year experience at Derby. I'm looking at our team. I'm like, this is very surprising. So that's why I'm humble. I'm like, if we can take top 4 with like all things considered, transfer ban, Hazard gone, everything,
Right.
I'm happy. I'm
Of
good.
course.
I'm very happy.
Talk to me about Pulisic. I feel like he's been well the last couple of games as well. Like the way Lampard's even been able to ease him in.
Yeah.
What do you feel like's changed and clicked? Like I feel like he kind of understands the league a little bit more. Bro, his game. Can I just say, he scored the goal this weekend, yeah, bro, and his side licked the post, but he woke up calm and celebrated. But I thought that looked painful, cuz.
There was one thing where he's got quick. He didn't score,
Yeah.
but he done something with his
But
quick
yeah,
feet.
yeah.
I was like, "Raw, I didn't know you had that, cuz."
Yeah.
He looks like a good player. Like, do you feel like he's replaced Hazard?
No.
No.
I will not start those discussions at all. Like people will start that and they'll say you're the big money signing and you're here to replace Hazard, but I won't start that. For me,
And I
Pulisic
think maybe
is
that's
his
why
own player.
Lampard didn't want to push him,
Yeah.
put that pressure in. Like, yo, Pulisic saved the day, son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He
you know
kind of eased him in nicely.
Do you know what's mad about Pulisic is I always rated him from the moment he got in. I started the propaganda. I was like, this guy is going to be good. But like when he plays, yeah, everyone gravitates towards him. Like he attracts players because, like you said, with his dribbling,
Yeah.
his close control is elite. So even when everyone's gravitated towards him, then he can just quickly switch it and then bang, we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
So his goal
That's what I
contributions have
liked
been
about the
high.
passes for Tammy's goal this weekend. I don't know if you lot saw it. Tammy just had an open goal basically.
Yeah.
One, two, pass three, and he
Nice
just was
one.
that open the body,
bang.
slotted, calm, bottom corner.
You know,
It was really well worked.
do you like when I see Chelsea personally, like for me it still kind of seems like Lampard's winging it. That's what I've wanted to know.
Do you know what it is? I don't think he's winging it, but apparently someone said to me that they feel like Jorginho is a key part of the team, and that's not his player.
Yeah.
So sometimes they feel like it's not really his system.
But I feel like I feel like personally that Lampard doesn't really know what he's doing. That's what I'll be honest.
Do you know what it is?
I'll be
No,
honest.
he does.
No, he doesn't really know what he's doing.
What is it? His man management.
No,
he does.
I kind of get what you. But I feel like he needs a bigger test.
Yeah, he does. And look, what I'm trying to say is,
Like he needs maybe if he goes and gets a result at Man City.
100%.
People will be like,
Do you know
And
what?
you know what? Just to be clear of what I'm saying, I'm
Yeah.
not disrespecting Lampard. Yeah, I think he's done an amazing job. Yeah, but I feel like he doesn't when he talks in the press conferences and the way he seems to set up every game. It seems like he's kind of like, one of those sort of managers that like are just like I'll kind of like work out my team sheet in the morning. Depending on how I feel.
No.
Man said Lampard's a Sunday league manager.
Nope.
Bro.
Nope. Not having this.
And I'll be honest. And I'll be honest. Lampard doesn't have the credibility as a manager prior to that for me to think otherwise. So until he proves it, because he finished sixth in the Championship with Derby. Big up for him winning the playoffs. But he finished sixth. The season before, Derby finished sixth with another manager. So let's not go and say that he done an amazing job at Derby. He just done exactly what they done the year before. He just won 2 extra games. That's it. I'm not trying to disrespect him. It's true. The point is, Sarri built this team, or built on last season. He did. He brought the backbone.
No, he did the backbone.
No.
Yeah.
Mount and Tammy are not Lampard's player. I'm not saying it's not his fault because he hasn't signed anyone. But my point is, Sarri has laid the foundations, like you said.
Yep.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, Tammy, these guys are playing to their potential, which is amazing.
One of the youngest
and that's
teams.
what Lampard has done incredibly well. He's made the youth play well.
Really well.
But strategically and
Can I just say one
tactics.
thing as well? I know. Sorry to interrupt you.
Because a great example would be stuff like the Ajax game or the Man United game. How are you getting papped 4-0 by an average side like Man United?
But-
How are you losing? How are you going 4 goals down to Ajax at home when you were in control? These are the sort of things that you've got to be worried about.
But
With
Lampard,
Lampard.
about them
But then
because-
to co-
and this is
combat
why
that-
this is why I rate Lampard, because even when you lot do well, Lampard doesn't get over gassed.
Exactly. Yeah.
He'll say like,
He's
we
calm.
won today, but that was wrong and that was wrong and that was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think he's winging.
Do you know what it is? He's a master with the media. If you watch him in the press conferences,
think so?
in terms of dealing with the media and not creating no hype,
definitely better than
he is
Solskjaer.
good. Yeah.
And he's better than Solskjaer.
Social look like he's gonna cry sometimes.
Sometimes we win. He's like, I think today went very well. And sometimes when he doesn't go well, he's like,
Jermaine hates that.
hate
When he smiles and we lose.
I love
You
it,
hate
bro.
that?
I'm the most positive guy, but bro, I do not. Don't smile. It's not smiling time.
My manager starts.
What are you smiling
My
about?
manager starts his career with good evening, blood.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, yeah, good. Nah, I don't want to hear it, bro.
Nothing good about it.
But no, to combat that, we still went to Ajax and won 1-0. That was a very tactical game. Do you know what I mean? So he is learning on the job. I'm not gonna lie, he's learning on the job. And if you look at that's why Chelsea, I've never seen them do this where they proper went in for staff. When like in terms of surrounding them, they brought back Jody, Czech. They really,
great. That's
they
brilliant.
really. Because I was saying Lampard himself might not be ready, but if you surround him with a team of managers. Like a team of people who know little bits about what they're doing. I don't think he's going on to training ground and dictating everything like Sarri was and saying, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that. He takes what he can do and then someone else will do this, someone else will do that. Do you know what I mean? And it all
100%.
comes together.
And everyone's working in cohesion.
And the
exactly.
man management's there.
Yeah, the man
Them
management
man
is so
believe
there.
in man's
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
They believe in him.
Yeah.
They trust their manager. And sometimes that's all you need for these.
Yeah.
Because some of these players, bruv, you see, you need to understand. You see, to get to this Premier League level, you have to be sick. And sometimes, like, no matter, we might laugh at players and you're dead or whatever.
Yeah.
But to get to this level, something must be there.
Like, Titus Bramble was a baller.
He didn't last, bro.
he's in the Premier
But,
League
yeah,
for years, cuz.
But yeah, but
Samba,
you say
Samba,
that. Times
Samba.
will not make you.
Samba.
The thing is,
He would.
You see that Rashford flip flap you saw this week?
Who did you say? Who
Times
did you
do that
say?
to you, bro.
Samba, Christopher Samba. That was
Samba,
the
yeah.
guy.
Blood, I remember the Arsenal were well, licked there like, go get him. He's
Bro,
rubbish.
don't get twisted. Like,
BBC gossip
trust
column.
me, you might think that, but bro, some of these men they're balling out.
Narrate that.
Sometimes whenever they're demotivated, the thing about footballers is when they're demotivated, they don't want to play for you. They're annoying,
But
cuz.
what Akeem said about Sarri, yeah, is spot on because he did build the foundations. And if you look at what Lampard's doing, he didn't move Jorginho. A lot of people were like, "Oh, play Kante defensive mid, all of this stuff."
Yeah.
He kept Jorginho there because he knew that was how you build out from the back. He left Kante on the right, and he didn't mess with that. So, and the way we play as well, building up, there's certain aspects of our game that are similar to Sarri, very similar to Sarri. The only thing I say Lampard's brought in is when we get the ball, move it like quickly. We're not doing this slow build up thing. We're pressing as well. Like we're moving it quickly. So he's brought the good things of a pragmatic
Yeah, you lot
manager
lost your
and then
press as well.
Sarri as well and put it together. So yeah, he's done
But
something
I'm
well.
just saying, yeah.
Lost it.
No, it
When
was
did you
there
have it?
before.
With
We've not had
Emery?
yeah, with Emery. You guys had a good press before.
Let me say one thing that's slightly unpopular, yeah? That, like, come on, like, let's get real. Tammy Abraham's not better than Rashford, though.
He is, though.
He's not. He might be on better form, but as a player, like Rashford,
Technically,
let us
no.
know. Let us know who you think.
Technically- no,
Like,
no,
people,
I saw
people,
Tammy-
people
I saw
completely
Tammy-
people.
I
No,
don't-
no.
Alright,
Guys, you know why? Because
Yeah, but
people,
Rashford's doing his
people are
job, though.
disrespecting.
No,
People are
no, no.
disrespecting Lampard. Sorry, Rashford saying Rashford should be playing for Everton at best.
No.
Trash player.
No,
blah blah
no,
blah.
no, no.
Come on, put
Rashford-
respect on
No,
the
he
guy's
should be at
name.
United because United's level.
Rashford,
Nah,
Rashford is a very good player. Rashford is a very good player, but production, yeah, like
Yeah,
a
he's
factory.
producing
It's
6
all
to
about
6.
produ-
Bro,
see-
Matt,
alright,
Rashford scored
There's
6 to
different
6.
types of strikers. You see Tammy's thing. I'm not expecting him like talk. It's him.
So what's
You see the way he plays
Rashford's
football?
got? What's Rashford's play?
Rashford's a baller. To me, Rashford can ball, he can play. It's just that whenever he tries to do too much, it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
You're looking at him like,
Why?
What's his best position? Is it wing or up front?
exactly.
Nah, it's centre forward.
Is it centre
That's
forward?
Nah,
'Cause that's where he beat
I like
us.
it when he comes from the side still.
Yeah, that's because
That's 'cause you saw
You
that
know,
quick
I'm actually enjoying Martial in the middle and Rashford coming in from the
I
wing.
feel
I'm
like Martial should
enjoying
be
it.
in the middle anyway. I
You
don't
guys
know why
don't think
you
Martial
don't.
should be in the middle
I
either?
think he should.
For anyone who
I know what.
didn't, for anyone who didn't know, once upon a time, Jermaine said Rashford's better than Mbappe.
No, I never said that, man.
Did you actually?
I never said that.
Man,
But because-
Mbappe, you
no,
know.
I never said that. That was a thing on the internet, and because everyone knows man's a big Rashford fan, they're like, Jermaine's gonna do it.
I said that. I heard him.
Alright, listen.
Nah,
I need to wrap up
Chris
the
got
show, man.
receipts still. He's got receipts.
Yeah, I'm
still.
sure he does. Alright, listen,
But
man. That's all we got. Hold on. Don't try it, bro. Alright, listen. That's all we got for this week. Alright. We are gonna next week. We're gonna announce the winner of the competition to find out who actually got the correct score for the Liverpool versus Manchester City game. I can't bother to do it today.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you going to do?
Alright, listen, man. Make sure you follow Frimpon. All of his details are going to be in the description below. Make sure you follow Blues TV and Matisse. I would say Matisse.
Yeah,
Matisse.
yeah.
All of his information is going to be in the description below as well. Make sure you guys reach out to Tokyo Time as well. You know what time it is. You get what I'm trying to say, fam.
Sending hats and that.
Come on, G. Oh yeah, Frimpon. We're gonna pattern your little side.
Please,
obviously.
please.
Come on, G. Cover that noggin, man.
It ain't easy.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Ain't easy.
Come up with them. It ain't easy teas as well.
Yeah, it's
Ain't
coming.
easy being Arsenal right now as well.
It's not.
All right, listen, man. You've been here with myself, Big J.
Yeah, cheeky sport act.
Matisse, how's it going, boy?
Mr. Frimpong.
All right, man. We're out. Peace.